So what up, Muhammad Asmodeus, X513, the Beatdown Crew, J-Bomb B, what up guys, thank you for joining the live stream. Later I'm gonna take a poll. Do you guys prefer the live streams to be done on Tuesday night now that we have football on Monday nights? Or do you guys prefer it to keep it on a Monday night? Let me know. I know X513, I know. I'm feeling great about Ramsey, Antonio. I will love, and we'll talk about the whole Ramsey thing soon. Tuesdays? Okay, I might make a change during football season to Tuesdays. It might be like Tuesday 8:30, like we're doing right now. Okay. Then I think from now on we might just move it to Tuesdays. That's good to know. It's definitely good to know. Okay, we're about to start in a couple minutes. Okay. I definitely think I might just move it to Tuesdays 8:30 then. Sudden death. By the way, shout out to Jose Garcia who won the giveaway. Oh, Antonio Ravens has been here before. He's been here. We'll get him back. I go sometimes to his channel. He comes here sometimes. He's a busy man. I'm not saying that I buy it all the time, but he's definitely been here before. Okay. Thank you guys for coming. I think Tuesdays at 8:30 is gonna be the new time. We're looking into, Monday night. I had a couple people, that said, it's rough now. I want to watch the game. So I'm thinking about pushing it to Tuesdays at 8:30. So that scroll down right there that is saying Monday. That's not gonna be the case in the near future. Let me see something here. Let me say it's gonna be Tuesday. Let me change that here on the fly just in case. I'm gonna make this official. Okay. Let me see here very quickly. So today we're gonna do live calls. So I don't know, maybe near 9 we're gonna do some live calls. I'm gonna open the phone calls, and you know how we do this thing. Cravens and Raven, what up? I don't know the Costa's Twitter. I don't think the Costa even he has a Twitter. He uses too much. 3-0 pretty soon. AJ Cretan Senior, what up, man? Shout out to you. Thank you for those pictures, man. Those seats were awesome. So, guys, I was there in the game. It was an awesome game to be there. The bank was rocking. The fans were excited. Obviously, I'm hyped, right? Because Ravens are playing. I'm in the game. Home opener. I'm extremely hyped. So I'm hoping most of you at this point have watched what I loved and hated from the game. But you know what I also did today? I watched the whole game. I watched the whole game again, and I was looking into how bad our secondary looked. And actually, you know what? Before I start talking about the game from last week, Dímelo, what up, brother? We got loud. Oh, that's right. You were there, man. I forgot you were there. I should have. Anyway, so for the Browns games, I'm going to be there. I'm going to try to tailgate. I'm going to be there early. Well, since the Bengals fan, we might get smoked by the Chiefs. But let me know when you win a game. Howl at me when you win a game. And then you can talk crap. Okay. So, Ramsey. Let's talk about Jalen Ramsey. So I got a couple of DMs and messages from you guys saying like, hey, should we get Jalen Ramsey? They're asking for a first, probably a little bit more than that. This is where I will say this is what I would like, a first and a fourth. And you can probably throw there a corner, maybe Averett or whatever. If we can do that, hell yeah. This is why. Next year, you don't know if Smith's back. Carr probably won't be back. So at this point now, you're looking to add another corner. You have Ramsey. You don't have to pay him this year, but you can. Uh, the ability to have a quarterback on a cheap dime, which is what Lamar Jackson is on a very low contract, it means that you can pay people around you. So Marlon's still a couple years away. You pay Ramsey and you pay Stanley. Those are the two. Those are the two. Those are the two guys that will be coming if you get Ramsey. You pay those two. Judon, I don't know, guys. I keep saying Judon money might get too crazy. I don't know if I'll invest in Judon, although he has been playing good. This is not a diminishing how he's playing, but I don't know. I think independently, can you imagine two young lockdown corners, prime career in Baltimore? It will help that pass rushing, and it's just gonna be amazing. So would I trade it? Yes, I will trade a first and a fourth. That's probably my extent. Would I trade a third instead of a fourth? I mean, if it gets it to me, I'm not gonna cry instead of a fourth or third. But it's starting to get rich at that point. I wouldn't do what the Bears did for Mac, right? 2 firsts and a second, I think. I wouldn't do that. But a first and a fourth, definitely. The reality is this team looks so good right now, and the corners is our biggest weakness. Miscommunications between the corners. To be honest, after looking this game for the second time, Avery actually wasn't that horrible as we. Yeah, he had problems, but he wasn't this horrible player that most of us said it, right after the game. So yeah, I think Ramsey, for those of you, Ramsey will be awesome in here. Let me see some of the comments. No division foe should be flapping. God, Sonny, I'll be at the Browns game too. We should tailgate together. Oh, so yeah, Sutton, I'm gonna be there on next week. I'm gonna ask whoever wants to invite me. I'm probably gonna be hopping, from tailgate to tailgate. First, third, and RG3. I don't see why they would want RG3. If they're trading Antonio, if they're trading Ramsey, because they assume their season is over. If we beat the Chiefs, say goodbye. We got a powerhouse. You're looking good. If the Jacks, I wouldn't take no less than a first and a second. But it all depends, Javon. Like, if they're not gonna pay him, it all depends if somebody's willing to. I was surprised with what the Steelers did. And let me segue this. Will we trade for Ramsey? I'm not sure, but what I don't think it will happen is we're not gonna trade him. We're not gonna trade for him before this week's game. I think the Raiders want to see how our corners play against the Chiefs. If the corners play well, I don't think they're gonna try to trade for Ramsey because they value their pick. If the corners start getting torched, Monday morning you might see Ramsey being a Raven. I think that's roughly what I'm expecting. That will push your price, right? Like if the cost is like, I'll give you a first, I don't know if I will give you more. If we get torched, that will push the needle. Jose Garcia, what up? Again, Jose, he was the winner of the giveaway. For those that weren't in the stadium, I don't want to go upstairs and leave the chat. I may have an extra flag of the ones that they give. I might do a giveaway of just a little flag that they were giving up if anybody's interested in that. Let me see here. I think we can get him in with a first round and Jimmy. I don't think they want Jimmy. Next year, this is what comes off the books. 9 mil off Flacco, 60 mil from Jimmy, 7 mil from Carr, and possibly 10 for Jefferson. Yeah, I would like to keep Jefferson, to be honest, but I got you. Jalen Ramsey can take over the top of the depth chart. They just gotta turn their heads and get the ball because Kyler was just, I know, man. Let me shout out to Kyler Murray. He was super accurate. He looked good for a rookie. If we get Ramsey, let me see here. If we get Ramsey, cancel Christmas. Reggie, what up, man? Thank you for joining. When CB career is over, he can move to safety like Rod Woodson. This is a chance to get the best corner. This is a chance, sorry. If the Pats get him, we will cry. I might cry. If we get him tomorrow, he can play Sunday. Yeah, I just think Eric DeCosta is probably gonna say like, let's see how our corners play one more week playing together against a tough opponent, which is the Chiefs. If we get torched, we need a guy. If we don't, especially if we get torched, but our offense keeps us in the game, now you're like, man, if we had that secondary, we're gonna be super special. Now, like I said, let me segue to Minkah Fitzpatrick. And I saw a lot of you guys, I mean, I'm not saying you specific, but a lot of people were talking about, oh, let's get Minkah. And I was like, why? They were asking at first, why? I'm not that desperate for a average corner, probably a good safety, an average corner. And the Steelers go ahead and throw a first round pick for Minkah. I was pretty shocked with the news of Big Ben. You're probably looking at top 10 pick, and you're looking to trade, unless Rudolph is that guy, but I haven't seen enough. So you're looking to trade a top 10 pick for Minkah. And Minkah's cheap for the next 4 years, but still. The reality is the Steelers are desperate. They're getting torched. That secondary is getting torched every game. It's just a weakness that the Steelers had. Hayton is their best corner. He's not great. The other corners are good. Well, I wouldn't call them good. They're average corners. So they're hoping Minkah can be their best corner. I'm not saying that's great for them, but I was surprised that they traded that first round pick for Minkah. But, you know, the Squealers are desperate. So I think EDC should pull the trigger to keep him from going to the AFC lower house team like the Chiefs or Pats. So there's a rumor that the Chiefs are looking to trade for Ramsey. Y'all like? Oh, I appreciate that, Sutton. Yeah, if you can, like, if you're not a subscriber, subscribe to the channel. Hit the bell. That way, once we start a live stream, you can get notified. And you can do me a favor and share. We're at 550 on the road 1K. I do appreciate all you guys do for me. Eric can get his head around. He can still dislodge the ball after the catch. Not that she said they weren't interested. Oh, okay. So I didn't see that. Minkah will move to free safety, where he will play. Wait, Aaron, shout out to you. I think I misread this. Minkah will move to free safety, where he should play. Oh, I got you. Yeah, he should play free. That's where he was better. According to the report, Chiefs aren't interesting. Okay, I'm good with that. I don't want to see. To be honest, I don't want him in the Patriots either, because Gilmore's a hell of a corner. He might be the top corner. Then you pair him with Ramsey. But you imagine, it's not only for this, because this is not the Ramsey thing. It wouldn't be a move for this year. You get Marlon, you get Ramsey, and next year you get Tavon Young there looking pretty on the slot. Ooh, man. Damn, I mean that's next level. Look at Coach. What up, Coach? Thanks for joining the live stream. Oh, let me, because I said that I was gonna do this every stream. Fantasy update, because I know a lot of you guys are in the league, and this week I lost in 2 leagues. So in Joe Newell's league, I got destroyed. I don't know, probably one of you guys beat me. I got destroyed. If one of you has access to that league, you can troll me. You can tell me by how much you beat me. But the rest of the leagues, I have a league that I play with other YouTubers across the country. I got destroyed in that one too. And then in our league here, I beat Coach 142-124, and then another league that I am at work, I won that one as well. So 2-2. Last week I went 4-0, 2-2. Do you think? Okay, so let me see here. Do you think we could be the AFC team that offered? Antonio, I'm missing something. Do you think we could be the AFC team that? Oh. Do I think we're the AFC team that reach out to the Jacks? I think we could. I think we should. I mean, worse, you do your due diligence. Let's say EDC just wants a first round pick. He calls like, I have a first round pick on the table. They might be like, that's too low. Okay, so reach out and then just wait and see. Just wait and see. Like I said, If you look right now, my assumption is they're not gonna trade him before the Chiefs game. If we get torched in the secondary and our offense holds, now you're looking like, wow, that's our weakness. There's a guy that is a hell of a player out there. Let's go try to get him, plug him in. And the other thing is Ramsey likes to play man. That's where we thrive. So let's talk about our game. There's 2 times that we are man. One was against Carr, and I don't know if the other was against Averett. Kyle Murray threw it up for grabs, and our guy just didn't turn their head on. If they just turn that head, they turn around, they find the ball, bat it down. I'm not even saying a pick. Look, this game, it was close because of 4 big plays that they had. 4 big plays. 3 of them resulted in a field goal. 1 of them was a touchdown, 2-point conversion. The other 2 that were just completely wide open were misassignment, miscommunication, blown coverage, on a zone coverage. What it looked to me, that's a zone coverage. And the guy was just running wide open. So I'm expecting them to clean that, because against Miami, I saw a couple times that the Chiefs, instead of, let's say we give up to the Chiefs 4 big plays, instead of 3 field goals, those might be 3 touchdowns. Now, credit to the defense, they bend it, but they didn't break. They were there, they were pushing, they were make sure they protected that red zone. The only time that the end zone got compromised was in a 1st and goal from the 1. So that's pretty good. They need to clean that. So I was saying for Averett, he played okay. To be honest, I saw TJ getting turned, and you guys know I love TJ. Saw TJ getting turned a couple of times. ET also. Overall, I think the game plan was to play a little bit more softer on the coverage and try to rush Murray. And in the first play, Judon came, and he wanted to decapitate Murray, and Murray just went by. Didn't get a first down. I think he ran like 6 or 7 yards. After that, I felt like our rushers were a little timid because they didn't want to get burned like that. So Patty Mahomes, you have to hold containment. You have to make sure your pocket collapses and you don't over pursue. And if you get there, goes back to against Fitzpatrick, goes back to Murray, and I'm gonna be talking about it, I'm pretty sure, after this week. If you get there, you have to finish the play. We are getting there. We are putting pressure. We need to finish the play. Okay, so coach says that he's gonna start working on the field soon, so go watch it out, because he's gonna break it down, and you can see who was to blame, who was that misassignment. Brandon Tillman, what up, man? Thank you for joining the live stream. Let me see here. Javon B shoot. Shout out to Lamar for having the highest passer rating in the league right now. Yes, dude, Lamar Jackson. Okay, so let me talk about this too. Lamar Jackson, he did miss a couple throws to Andrews. If he hits those throws, we're probably he knows he left points in there. He left points in the field. And against Arizona, that was fine. Against KC, might be problematic. But how do you scheme for this guy? The dude is throwing a pretty ball, for the most part, really accurate ball. Hollywood and him right now have just a beautiful connection. Him and Mandrews have a beautiful connection. He needs to try to see if he can look for other receivers. But look, first drive, we fed Hollywood. We fed him. And what happened? That touchdown pass, bubble screen fake, Mandrews alone, touchdown. And then they start pushing back in coverage. Play action, he keeps. And he was running to the sidelines for most of the game, which I love. Prevents that big hit. So that's what you need from Lamar. Lamar's growth is incredible. I thought he was going to be better. I don't know if I could predict that he was going to be this good. This week you should see a video from me about the Chiefs. I have a guy that also is going to be the portion of Behind Enemy Lines. So that's coming this week. And I'll predict, and I'm going to put my keys to the game. The reality is the Chiefs are coming home for the first time in the year. That crowd's probably going to be super hyped. The noise level is going to be intense. And they're a hell of a team. So this game is set up for us to lose. So we're the underdog. We're almost 7-point dogs. If we win, dude, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I might lose my mind. So it's gonna be definitely good. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be a good game. What I want is a competitive game, and hopefully we can get that dub. So let me see here for a moment. Okay. Walter Martinez, what up, man? Thank you for joining the stream. Lamar missed a couple of steps in developing. He already looks polished, bro. It's crazy. I know. One Rich Dev. He's a cheat code. I agree, man. He is crazy. Anthony Averett doesn't look over his shoulder. Yeah, no, I agree. Go Dynasty Raven. And the funny thing, that's the same criticism the Marlon got. Both of them coming out of college had the same. They cannot find the ball. But Marlon fixed that crap. Here it is, Averett. He hasn't. So anyway, phone line should be open. If somebody calls and it doesn't get through, let me know, because it has happened before. I believe the Ravens can beat Kansas City. They don't have no offensive line and they don't have no corners. I'm not saying we cannot beat them. I think it's just going to be a tough game to win. In case if it was in Baltimore, I would be picking them, Baltimore. Kansas City, it's going to be rough, which again is fine. It's one of the top teams in the league. KC has no secondary. Anything is possible. Yes, this is not me saying it's a guarantee we're going to lose. To be honest, there's no team out there that I'm afraid of. I think currently you have to give the props to the Patriots. They have been looking awesome. But by the way, for the whole deal with the Patriots, and because I got people talking like, hey, yeah, you guys put 59, but it was against the Dolphins. Tell me, the Patriots put 59. Did they win by 49? They did shout out the Dolphins, but it wasn't as big of a lead as we did. Anyway, who do we have in the line?
Hey, Sonny, this is Smodius.
Smodius, what up, brother? How you doing?
Doing good. How are you doing?
Not bad. How are you feeling after that dub? Because I have found some Ravens fans that are super excited, some Ravens fans that are like, eh. So, how are you feeling?
Feeling about the Cardinals game?
Yeah.
So, it was really interesting because, I mean, I wasn't able to see the whole game because I was actually in Kings Dominion, but for what I did see, it looked like Lamar was pissed off, like, for, I want to say, a good portion of the game. And he looked like he was frustrated, even if you look in the press conference when it was over, he didn't seem happy about that win, which I actually really liked because, I mean, basically, even though we won, the team is treating it as if we lost. And so they're really, like, they're criticizing themselves and the things that they could have done better. So I feel like when they face Kansas City next week, I feel like they're gonna be a lot more focused because of what happened this past game.
I agree. So, and this is a point that Sutton brought, and when I said that Lamar left points on the field, he said it also that he left points on the field. And I think that was his frustration. There was a play, I think it was a third down. Andrews was running open. It looked like a slant. Maybe it was a dragger. And Andrews was there, and he threw it too high. And Lamar looked pissed. There was another one. There was a miscommunication with Boykins. Boykins stopped for some reason, and Lamar was leading him for him to just grab the ball and keep going. He stopped for some reason. That's just, chemistry. But the one with Andrews, Lamar was upset of himself, right? Because he was like, oh, man, because it would have been a first down and we would have been a field goal range, which I think at that position we ended up punting the ball. So it's one thing I love about Lamar is he's his own critic. He knows when he messed up and he wants to get better. That's what you want. That's where you are doing.
The thing about Lamar, the way that I feel with him and what makes me really excited about him being our quarterback is he has such a desire to perfect his craft that I would almost consider it an obsession. He seems obsessive about getting better, improving, practicing, and everything. And I mean, I feel like that's a trait that Brady also had. where it's like he has this endless fire, always pissed off. Like not always pissed off, but always has a chip on his shoulder. And always trying to prove yourself, even if even if the peers have already acknowledged that the quarterback himself is not going to acknowledge it, and they're going to continue to try to get better.
I agree. Like I said, one of my favorite things from Lamar is his work ethic. He wants to get better. I love the quote. Let me just read it here real quick. If you go to BaltimoreRavens.com, they said, let me see. They moved it. There was Lamar Jackson returning to his only loss in the regular season loss, and he hates losing. And I love that. He hates losing, and he still has a chip in the shoulder. And you know what? He looks like he's playing a little pissed off, and I love it. I love it. Like I keep saying, in the first game, if you didn't know that Lamar was a running quarterback, you just thought he was just a quarterback. He only ran 3 times. Yesterday or Sunday's game, he ran smartly. He pulled when he needed to pull. He ran to the sideline. He really didn't take many shots. Lamar has been playing as good as I expected him to play. I mean, not as he already exceeded my expectations. The dude is playing in another level. In another level.
I know, like when we were first going into the season, we were talking about him getting maybe like 10% better. I feel like it's been 25, 30% better.
I know. Remember, I used to say like, hey, if he gets me just 20 to 25% better than last year, it's gonna be hard to game plan for this guy. In my book, he's 60% at least better than last year. I mean, if he cleans those overthrows that he had last week, I don't know what else you can ask him to do. He's avoiding rush. He's running smartly. He's running to the sideline, not taking the back kick. And critical plays, that third and 20, he almost made it. It was the only time that he said, like, no, I'm going to try to get this first down. And accuracy at that point is on point. Look at that gem that he threw to Hollywood Brown. It was crazy. It was crazy.
That was a beautiful throw.
Oh,
But
my
let me
God.
go. Let me also talk about this topic that's been getting a lot of hype, Jalen Ramsey. I feel like I wanted to go and talk about that a little bit before I hang up.
Right?
So I mean, I'm thinking in my mind either a first and a third for next year's draft, or a first and a second being in 2021's draft. The reason why I'm saying that is because when Ozzy was at the helm, he wanted to do a first and a fourth. But because he didn't do the first and the third, which is what they wanted, we didn't get him. So I feel like the Costa takes a first and a third, and that's what we should have paid when we first trying to get him in the first place. And it's kind of like, it's almost like a second chance in this sort of way of being able to get him.
Yeah, it would have been less than a first. So right now the ask is, let's assume it's a first and a third, right? What Ozzy was trying to say was, we're gonna swap first, so we're not losing at first, and here's my fourth round, right? And here you're literally just giving out your first and your fourth, or third, or whatever it is. But is it worth it? I think so. I definitely think so. I think it's definitely worth it.
Yeah, I mean, there was this great question that came out where the question was, it was actually in Graven's video, and it was, is there any glaring needs on the team in which we would devote a first round pick? And the way that this season has been playing so far, not really. Potentially Giannis replacement, potentially another corner like DB, potentially a pass rusher, but none of those are really glaring at the moment.
Yeah, so right now this is what you're looking. Next year, you're gonna be looking at possibly adding a corner, maybe in the first round, and a pass rusher. It's one of those two. A guard, probably your hope is Powers develops a little bit more. He might get plopped on the other side, right? We'll see. Bozeman looked pretty good. He allowed one sack, but the guy just brought him with him. He rode him all the way near Lamar. He threw him out and just sacked him. But for the most part, Bozeman has looked super solid. So your biggest weakness is corner because of injuries and pass rush. So first one, you might be looking into invest in a corner. If you bring Ramsey, it's a proven corner, no health issues. You have to pay him. That's the downfall, and you're giving some assets. But man, that secondary looks scary. And the other thing is, I threw this in IG the other day. You go ahead, put Jimmy Smith in IR, let him rest, right? You can bring him back probably after week 12 or 13. He's going to be healed up. You can never have enough corners.
I agree. So my last question I'm gonna pose before I move on to the next caller. It looks like Jacksonville was asking for a first and a first. What's your take on that?
Two first? Two first for me is rich. Two first for me is rich. Two first, that's because the problem against you're giving two first and you're paying him, right? So now that means in the first round you're looking for starters, and you're not gonna bring one next year because you're bringing Ramsey. You're paying him, so that takes some portion of your cap that you cannot also acquire another starter. Plus, the following year you're not gonna get that first rounder. I think that's rich. Like I wouldn't do the whole Khalil Mack trade. Two first and a second. That's rich, and two first for me is rich. Your idea of a first this year and a second for the following year, I can deal with that.
Okay, what would you be your ceiling for it?
What would be? I think the most that I'm willing to give is a first and a second for next year, as you said.
Cool. Yeah, I think we're on the same page then.
Okay, cool, man. Well, thank you for calling, and thanks for being part of the live stream, man.
Yep, thank you for having me.
Let me see here. I'm calling one of you guys. Oop. Calling one of you guys that was calling. I don't know who this is, but okay. So can you mute it, whoever this is?
Yeah.
Perfect. I don't hear anyone. Perfect. Who is this? Hello? Uh-oh. Now I cannot hear him either. Oh, it hang up. Hold on. I'm gonna try to get you, bro. Oh, he's there. Hello? Okay. Let me see here. Okay, so, hello?
Hello?
Perfect. I hear you. Who's this?
Antonio.
Hey, Antonio. Just mute the live stream so you can hear me through here, and then there's no feedback on the other side. That's all. Okay, so before we continue, let me say something. Omar Torre, I'm all about loving Jesus and respect every religion.
Yeah.
I love your passion for Jesus, our Lord Christ. And again, if you're not a follower of Jesus and you follow any other religion, I'm not here to...
that's not me, bro.
Oh, no, I know it's not you. No, I'm saying it for the people on the stream. No, I know it's not you. I'm just saying it for the person. So Omar, all I'm asking is, don't flood the chat. If you wanna, throw one here or there, it's all good. It's all good. I'm not, as you see, I haven't banned you. I'm letting you put the message out there. But if you flood the chat room, then people cannot talk, and it is a football stream. So again, I and this is not for you, Antonio. It's more for the stream. Is
okay.
You can keep putting your message out there. Just don't flood it, because I don't want to have to mute you, Omar. So, okay, Antonio, what up? Thanks for joining the stream. Thank you for being a caller. So I'm assuming you were the one that I was talking on Twitter. That you were asking me what is a live call session.
Yes.
Perfect. Look, and you made it.
Yeah.
So for you guys like Antonio, if you call while I have somebody on the line, because I don't have a fancy setup, it just goes straight to voicemail. I'm assuming is what it was doing. So we'll have to wait until the person hangs up. But I saw your missed call, so I call you back. So I see somebody that had called twice. So I'll give you a call back when Antonio finishes. Anyway, Antonio, what was your feelings about the KC game? Not the KC, the Arizona game, and what is your expectation to the KC game?
Well, my feelings about the Arizona game was I was very stressed out. Almost had a heart attack, and these refs were terrible. This guy was piggybacking on him, and they not call a pass interference. How is that not a pass interference? I don't know.
Look, I put a video after the game because I have my love and hate, and I hated the refs, and I said, if you're not gonna call that a PI, why have what can you challenge it? Don't put it a challenge because it was a clear cut PI.
Yeah, and I don't get like these refs. Like I feel like they don't overturn pass interference calls. They never do. Like why implement the rule if you're never gonna overturn it?
I agree. I was upset. Then there's another play that I didn't comment, but Hollywood got through his face mask tackle, and they didn't. I thought the refs were not calling a good game.
But I want to get past the refs because I don't want to make this about the refs. My overall feelings were basically I was getting comfortable for the first part because we were rolling a little bit, but I saw the defense kept on getting torched by Larry Fitzgerald and Christian Kirk, and every time I saw Averett, like he didn't make a play on the ball, and he just let Christian Kirk catch every time. Larry Fitzgerald wide open, and Tony Jefferson, I don't know what was up with him, but he can't seem the cover Larry Fitzgerald. He can't seem to send help. I don't know what's up with Tony Jefferson.
Yeah, so neither Jefferson, matter of fact, I'm not expecting them to keep up with Larry Fitzgerald. Larry Fitzgerald might not have the speed, but he's super crafty. He runs every route tree. He will deceive you, and he has probably the best hands, if not the second best hands behind Hopkins in the league. So I thought those are mismatches. Fitzgerald had a hell of a game, so I'm not troubled for the ones that are contested catches and they brought Fitzgerald down fairly quickly.
Mm-hmm.
I'm more troubled when he was just running wide and he was running with nobody in sight.
I was like, what? Why are you covering him, like, dude? And then Anthony Averett, could not cover Christian Kirk at all.
Yeah, I agree. Before the game, I said we need to watch Kirk because Kirk is their speeds guy, and he had a hell of a game against us. Again, there was another play that Brendan Carr should have batted that ball down, and Kirk just grabbed it. It was a contested catch, but it was just up there. It was floating. If Carr turns around, he can just bat that ball down. So it's crazy. I mean, our second, and then my biggest problem is this secondary is meant to play man. It is. It's just meant to play man. But every time we go zone, we get torched.
Jimmy Smith, of course. We'll have Jimmy Smith, of course.
Yeah.
He's always hurt.
So Averett, I feel like Averett does play a little bit better man than he does zone. The problem is he tends to, for some reason, trip a lot.
Yeah, turn his head.
Yeah, so I think so right now with KC, Hill's not playing. The other guy, the other fast guy. Yeah, but they have another fast guy.
Sammy Watkins, Mecole Hardman.
Mecole Hardman.
Yeah.
That dude worries me. I'm actually not as worried about Sammy than I am for Mecole Hardman. And we have Kelsey to worry about too.
The person I'm most worried about is Kelsey because we can't seem to cover tight ends. That's never been our strength at all.
I would like to see how. Well, so two things. Last year, Tony Jefferson actually covered him well, but problem is Tony Jefferson is 5'10" and Kelsey 6'3", so he was still making some of the plays, but they were not explosive plays. I can live with that. Yeah. Big thing for us is our pass rushers.
Get pressure on Mahomes. Exactly. Get pressure on Mahomes. Do not let him do whatever he wants because if you let him do whatever he wants, he will just make it look easy.
Yes. So we currently 2 games. We're getting to the back of the line. We're not finishing plays. We need to finish. You get to him, you sack him. If he throws the
Yup.
ball, you hit him. But the problem is, you cannot let them do a Lamar on you. You cannot let
Yup.
a guy like Patty Mahomes get it out of, because if not, if he goes and rolls out of the pocket and you just stay behind there looking all dumb, now he's there looking, scanning the field with this scan of an arm, and he is going to torch us. He is going to torch us. So we
Yep.
cannot let that happen. We need to hold containment. We need to make sure that pocket collapses. Their O-line is not great, but, Patty Mahomes is a hell of a quarterback. Don't take anything for granted.
I like to touch on the KC game a little bit. Lamar. I can't stand this hate for him, man. I cannot, because everyone always says every time Lamar has a good game, it's like he plays the Dolphins, he plays the Cardinals. Give him respect, man. Honestly, I don't like to use race and things. I hate using it, but honestly, do you think honestly it has to do with him being black? Somewhat.
Okay, so I have debated with this. I think it has to be more how he played in his first year, because we don't hear this from Watson, right? He's a black quarterback.
Yeah.
So we don't hear from Watson. I think it was more all they saw was him running last year, and when he was passing, he wasn't accurate. If we're honest, my biggest issue. So I had a stream with Steelers, Bengals, and Browns YouTuber, all of us debating this topic. And I said, okay, well, I'm pretty sure Lamar got better because I went to open practice and I seen him, right? After the first game, even if it was against the YMCA club, the ball was coming with zip. It was coming not wobbly. There were no ducks. It was coming accurate. He was dropping dimes. That was his problem. He was not able to do that the previous year, and he was doing it
because
this
they didn't
year.
let him. They didn't let him.
Exactly.
Marty did not let him.
And I agree with you. So as soon as he started doing that this year, I was like, okay, guys, you need to stop with this, because in the first game, it was against the Dolphins, and you know what? He didn't show you his running abilities. Against Arizona, he went and did both things. And if you're a DC, a defensive coordinator, how are you gonna defend this guy? You're gonna take out the run. Now he's throwing over you. Exactly, he's throwing over you.
Throwing the ball accurately. Exactly. He's a cheat code, and how you want to stop him? How you going to stop him if he's throwing the ball accurately? How you going to stop him?
Exactly. So
he could honestly win MVP this year. He win MVP this year.
He is on track. I mean, Lamar has looked that good. Again, I said if he cleans those overthrows that he had, and I'm not talking about the deep ball. All quarterbacks have overthrows on the deep ball. All of them. Brady, Aaron Rodgers, all of them. Patty Mahomes, all of them. I'm not saying those slants and those draggers that he did on Mark Andrews. If he cleans that up, dude, I honestly, how can you? You know what I'm looking for? It's like
I don't know how you can stop that.
I'm excited to see how Bill Belichick is gonna defend Lamar, because he has to be looking into this like, how am I gonna stop him? How?
Yeah. How are you gonna stop him? I see people mentioning Josh Allen in there. I get it. I don't ever see criticisms for Josh Allen. I don't get it.
So with Josh Allen, the thing is, he did run last year, but he came advertised as he had a kind of an arm, but he was inaccurate, and he's still inaccurate. I think he's okay as a quarterback. I don't think he's.
But he's better this year.
He's gotten better.
Weapons.
It's all about weapons too, right? So Lamar last year also didn't have weapons, and this is something that we didn't do good to provide Flacco with weapons. This year, Lamar, between Hollywood, Andrews, Boykins, and Snead, and still we're not talking about Hurst, Seth, and more. They're also serviceable. He has weapons all around.
Is providing weapons, unlike Ozzy, because we usually don't have a very good weapons by our past years. No, besides since Anquan Bowl and Torrey Smith.
So, and this is something. So, Devin, I agree with you. Regards to Lamar, what happened to our running game? I agree. Our running game wasn't doing much most of the time. They were trying to run through the middle, and they were stuffing that middle. That's why Lamar ran so good. It looked like Arizona said, like, okay, so the running backs are running through the middle against the Dolphins. We're gonna stop that. That's why Lamar has so many big gainers, just keeping it and going wide. because they were stuffing that middle and there was nobody in wide. And then that was at least 10 years, easy 10 years for Lamar.
And can I talk about the Ramsey thing?
Sure, go ahead, man. Yeah, that's why I had this segment.
All right. So I have a lot about Ramsey. I really like Ramsey as a player. I think he's a top corner in the league. I don't care what Patriots fans say about Stephon Gilmore. He's a top corner in the league. I say Jimmy Smith is always getting hurt. Brandon Carr might be gone. Jimmy Smith might be gone. Derek Costa might be looking to the future. Like, look, we might be losing Jimmy Smith. He's always getting hurt. What better way to go get a guy like Jalen Ramsey and pair him up with Marlon Humphrey? We'd be set at corner.
I agree. So this is something that I was bringing up. If you're looking to your future, you're looking into next year. Either I'm gonna have to sign somebody or draft a guy, unless Averett takes a huge leap, which I'm not expecting. So I either have to sign a guy or draft a guy to get that number one, that second corner, right?
Yeah.
And if you can't get Ramsey again, I don't think I think 2 firsts is too much.
Yeah, no, 2 firsts too much.
A first this year and a second next year, as Asmodia put out there. I'd be willing to do that. A first and a third. That's fine too.
I also do a first and a third. Yeah, first and third.
And if they want Averett, if they want Averett so they can have somebody to play corner, you give them Averett so they can have a serviceable guy, and you give them the first and a third. You just move on.
I say do what it takes, as long as it's not 2 first, because I can't do that. It's too much.
That is too much.
Yeah, especially since you have to pay the guy too.
Exactly.
He's gonna want a lot of money.
Oh yeah. He's gonna want top corner money, probably the highest paid corner money, and then you have Humphreys in 2 years.
Yeah.
Anything else?
No, not really.
Okay, man. So now you know we do live streams, and we're gonna move it to Tuesdays, and we have, for the most part, live calls for those live streams.
All right.
Take care, man. Thanks for being a subscriber.
All right, you too.
Okay, guys, live phone calls are open. I know a couple of you guys call, so whoever gets in first, and then like that, we can keep going. I saw the comment from One Rich Dev. Whoever Lamar worked with is goated. He did a hell of a job, I can tell you that. Also, if you can do me a solid and hit a thumbs up in this video, we have almost 50 people watching, so that will be awesome. Hello.
Hey, Sonny.
Hey, who's this, Coach?
It's Coach.
Hey, Look at that. We got Coach. So, Coach, the only thing I need is for you to mute the stream, and that's it.
I did. I muted it.
Perfect.
Once you picked it up, I muted it.
Perfect. So, Coach, what was your thoughts on that game? We have my boy, Coach, from Sip to Tally. He's in the chat. If you haven't subscribed to him, go check him out, because this dude does hell of a job breaking film, and it's awesome. So, anyway, Coach.
My thoughts on the game was offensively, we were still, in this amoeba type offense where if you take something away, we do something else.
Mm-hmm.
And I think we were serviceable, offensively. Probably good. We left a few points out there, a few bad throws by Lamar.
Mm-hmm.
But my concern was with the defense.
I agree.
And with us losing Tavon and losing Jimmy and playing Kansas City next, I'm really concerned about the holes in the secondary, because we didn't get enough pressure to play zone, and we not have enough coverage to play man. So I'm anxious to see how we're going to fix and how we're going to mix and blend and try to confuse Mahomes with all those weapons.
I agree, because how we have been playing since Wink has been the DC at least is we guys just going to play man. That's going to give an extra second to our rushers, and if the rushers don't get there, at least they get pressure, and then a bad throw happens and usually incompletion. That's why we don't produce a lot of turnovers, but we don't let them move the ball a lot. But that didn't happen against Arizona, obviously, when Kyle Murray, a rookie, throws to over 340, and he was impressive. But it's also, as I said, it was a lot in this big 4 plays. And those 4 plays, 3 of them became field goals against KC. Those 3 plays can be touchdowns. and now you're
Right.
28 points in a hole for 4 big plays. You cannot have this. What it looked to me, Coach, 2 of them, the guy was there. They didn't turn the ball. They didn't turn their heads around, which is typical in man, but not on a floater. Like if it is a pass that is thrown in strides, or if it is a pass that was more of a laser pass, I understand it. But these 2 were just floaters that the corners look lost, right? And the receiver catches the ball. And there was 2 others that what it looked to me was more in man cover, or not man, zone coverage, and it was just a blown coverage. Like Larry Fitzgerald. So now we're not talking there a super smart guy, but not a burner. He was just
Right.
running open, like I'm here, and Kyle Murray's like, look, my dude is wide open.
Now, what I will say is Fitzgerald is one of the top receivers of all time,
For sure.
and Christian Kirk is not a slouch.
No. He's not a
an up and
slouch.
coming. He's an up and coming guy, and Murray is pretty darn good.
Oh, he throws a great ball. I
It's
agree.
pretty good.
I like Kirk. So before the game, I said Kirk is a guy that we need to watch because he's a fast guy, deep threat,
Mhm.
and Larry Fitzgerald from the slot. And another thing I said before the game, I said like we currently don't have a good slot corner, and Larry Fitzgerald's there, and
Right. Larry Fitzgerald's like what 6'5".
and he's big, and he has hell of a hands. I was saying that, in my opinion, he has, if not the top, he's the second best hands behind Hopkins. So, I mean, it was a good test for secondary. This offense, I mean, they have an offensive guru over there. Obviously, he saw something, and Wink put enough pressure that it didn't happen more because the pressure was there. But the other thing for me with the rushers is they're getting behind the line. They're getting near the quarterback. They need to finish the play. They didn't do
Now
it
it's I think it's going to be a little bit easier to finish the play
against
on
Patty.
Mahomes
That's my
because
hope.
he's not as athletic as Kyler Murray, but he is athletic.
Yeah, but look, against Fitzpatrick, we left a couple of sacks behind. Fitzpatrick is not super athletic, and it wasn't that he was juking, but he was just moving a little bit, and the guys were
Pocket presence.
just...
That's his pocket presence.
Yes, he does have a good... But what it looks like is our guys' eyes get too big. Oh my God, I'm getting the sack. And Fitzmagic is a savvy guy, so all he had to do is 2 steps to the side. The guy's jumping, missing him, and getting an extra second. You cannot allow that extra second against Patty Mahomes. He will torch you up.
Right. Yes, you are. But I just want to call in. I think this is my first time calling in, and want to you guys support me, so I wanted to support you back.
Thank you, Coach. And again, guys, if you haven't, go check out Coach. You can find him in the chat. Sip to Tally. Great film breaking. If you like to learn a little bit more about how this receiver is doing this route, blocking schemes from the O-line, running schemes on the running back, on the defensive side, check out Coach. He does it takes him time, guys, because this is not easy. Editing and all this is not easy, and he has a job like all of us. The YouTube community, all of us have a job, but it's well worth it watching every minute of those videos.
And I appreciate you guys, man. And have a good one, Sonny.
Take care, man.
Bye.
Okay, let me see here. I see a couple of you guys also have call lines that are open, so you can call. Team Rancy, what up, man? Let me see comments real quick here. Team Rancy, what up? New Era Lamar for MVP. What up, man? Whether he's a starter or backup, Tony deserves to be in his team. The squad loves him. I guess I missed something here. The chat is going quick. Sorry. Anyway, who do I have in the line?
Hey, this is Stuart.
Stuart, what up, man?
Hey, how's it going, Sonny?
Not bad, not bad.
I've been watching your videos for about a month.
Okay.
Really like your stuff, man.
Thank you. I appreciate that. And I wanted to have this phone call session because I know as fans sometimes we just want to be heard, right? And
Right.
I'm not working here with a big studio. Actually, I'm surrounding by toys for my daughters. So definitely not a big studio. And I do apologize that everybody has to call one at a time, but it is what it is. Anyway, let's that aside.
You're fine. You're fine, man.
Thank you. That aside, what are you thinking last week, and what is your expectation moving forward against KC?
Oh, that the game against those Cardinals, some good, some bad. The good offense, moving the ball consistently. We're not really used to that. It's been a pleasant surprise
I know, right?
From them Ravens. It's been a pleasant surprise. I love it. But the other part about the defense, while the offense was moving the ball consistently, the defense, they were getting the ball moved on them consistently, and that wasn't a good look for them. I just really felt like there were so many miscommunications, and Tony Jefferson, that might have been the worst game that I've ever seen him have. Tony Jefferson was not good at all. Well, the safety play, the secondary play, it was just really bad overall. I didn't like it, and they can't go into Kansas City like that. If they go into Kansas City like that, then it's going to be a loss. It's going to be a loss.
I agree. They cannot. And that's what I was saying with Coach. We basically had that 4 drives where we allowed them to have big gains. 3 of them became field goals against Kansas City that could be touchdowns. Yeah, Tony had a rough game. I thought Thomas had a rough game. Avery didn't have a good game either. Marlon had a pretty good game. Carr has his up and down. His performance was in that game. So overall, Humphries had the better game in my opinion from what I saw. The rest of them, it was an average performance. Now in the red zone, they tightened up. I felt our D-line played really good. We're in our middle linebackers. If you're talking about a guy like Chris Johnson, rushing, I thought it was 20 yards. And a guy also that comes out of the backfield, catches a bunch of balls, and they didn't allow only 1 catch to him for 0 yards. We contain him. So that's good. I just need my corners to play. Look, before the season, we always saying like, our secondary is fine. We're good. Our front 7 might be shaky. Secondary, we fine. Injuries, obviously, have diminished our secondary. That's why I think the Ramsey thing is super interesting. A first and a third. I'm willing to give a first and a third. I'm willing to give up a first and next year's second. So, firsts is too
that's
rich.
A lot.
It is a lot.
That's a lot.
It is a lot. So I wouldn't give a first and a second of the same draft. I would do it stacked. No, so 2020 first, 2021 second. But I think
go ahead. That's a lot to give up. That's a lot to give up for a player that he just always running his mouth. Jalen Ramsey, really good cornerback, defensive back, really good player, but he just runs his mouth. I don't like that about him.
So he's edgy. I'll give you that. But I think also in Jacksonville, he didn't have anybody. As a rookie, he ran his mouth, and nobody really told him, like, dude, you can't do that, right? So he just did what he did. Coughlin got there. He toned it down a little bit after Coughlin got there. And this year, for all the stuff that we want to say about Ramsey, he didn't came out in IG and say, like, yo, I'm trying to get out of this dump. No. He said, like, hey, if they want to keep me here, I'll play, right? He said he did it obviously, he did it privately. He got leaked. But he did it privately. He wasn't making a big scene or none of that. So I think with time he has matured. And I think coming here, in my opinion, even though Tony had a bad game, E.T. had a bad game, Tony Jefferson is underrated as a leader. I think Tony Jefferson will come and say, like, yo, you're a hell of a talent. This is how we do things in Baltimore. Brandon Williams. Thomas doesn't do BS. So I think in here, the leadership is a little bit different. But he's still going to trash talk. Look. If he comes here, he's Steve Smith. Steve Smith used to trash talk all the time, but he was controlled during the game. So if Ramsey does it during the game, that's all fine. That's definitely all fine. I just think if Marlon is your number 2 corner, or he's 1A and 1B, right?
Right.
Dude, you have, because Marlon usually is not injury prone, and Ramsey hasn't been injury prone. And my whole point is then, if you get him this year, you go and put Jimmy in IR. You can take him out of IR in week 12. He will be fresh, ready for a playoff push. It's always good to have extra corners. It's looking
Right.
good. It's looking good. Yes, the price is gonna be steep. Again, I don't want to do 2 firsts. Ideally, what I would like is a first and a third. And if we can do a first and a third, sign me up.
Now, honestly, do you think that the Ravens could even get him?
So this is what I'm thinking. I think what the Ravens want to do is go to KC without Ramsey. So I'm not expecting them to trade for him before Sunday. Go to Kansas City and see how they perform against a high-power offense, especially on the air. If they perform decent, they might say like, because they love their picks, right? Our Ravens, we do love our picks, so they might say like, you know what? We'll keep him. We'll keep our pick. We're not gonna trade for him. If our secondary gets torched and our offense, our offense competes against Kansas City, and it's a battle because our offense is keeping it on our game and our defense cannot keep up, that might push EDC, the Costa, and say like, we need that corner, because if we had that corner there, we might have won that game. So I think I think this game will tell a lot if they want to proceed or not with the Ramsey trade. If they look good, like if they go and Kansas City scores, I don't know, 28 or less on them, and we score 30 and we win, or even if they score 28 and we score 24, I mean, holding Kansas City to 28 is not easy. So if you're in that ballpark, that might still push you to trade for him. But you can say like, there's not many offenses like this, that this defense might be good enough moving forward. But you're also thin in corner. You are thin in corner at this point. Like if Marlon goes out, I mean, our corners are nothing.
No, I do think it would be a little too late if they wait until after the game. Ramsey will be gone. Long gone by then.
So they have to be feeling how it is going right now. The reality, like for example, if they're willing to offer a first and a third, that's a solid offer. At that point, it's basically saying, okay, I think the Jacksonville Jaguars, let's say a bunch of people are offering a first and a third, or a first and a fourth. The Jaguars probably are gonna say like, nah, we're not gonna trade him, because if somebody gets a corner injured, they're gonna a contender gets a corner injured, they might overpay for this. For example, if Gilmore from the Patriots goes down, I'm not wishing this for him, but if he goes down on Sunday, out for the year, the price for Ramsey went up for the Patriots. The Patriots might be willing to pay more for him. If Marlon goes down, same, right? Houston, if they're top corner, if Rams, so they might be willing to wait, because that might even push the price higher. So it all depends. Yes, it might be a little late after the game, but at this point, I think if we don't see movement on Ramsey by Thursday/Friday, then everybody might wait a week, because you cannot have him for this game.
Well, I'm confused.
I confuse you?
Just the situation, I don't know what's going to happen with Ramsey. Really good corner, but Ravens, they typically don't like to give up the draft picks.
I agree.
Because you've seen Ozzie Newsome. We've seen a little bit of Eric DeCosta, but really with Eric DeCosta, he learned under Ozzie Newsome, and I expect him to be an Ozzie Newsome 2.0.
Yeah.
Because when you learn from somebody, it's really hard to separate how you would do things versus how they would do things. But, and especially with Ozzie Newsome, overall, he's had some pretty good success.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So you want to follow somebody who has success. If they don't have success, then what are you going to follow them for? That would make no sense at all. I agree. I don't understand that.
So can
you please tell your subscriber Don DeMilo to be patient?
I think he is. I mean, as you're calling, other people are calling, and also when other people were calling, I have other people calling. It's just, again, because I don't have a way to put people on hold, so people are like, oh, why, Anyway, I when somebody calls, I'll let everybody, talk whatever you need.
No.
But what I was gonna say,
I get that, but it was still kind of rude by Don DeMilo. I thought that was pretty rude of you, bro. So that's not cool. I'm having a conversation with Sonny here, and you're interrupting. That's very rude of you. You need to learn some manners.
Okay, so what I was gonna say is, I think pick-wise, we do value the picks. We do value the picks a lot. The question is, if you see this offense being special, and you think this offense can push you to the Super Bowl, why wait? Why wait to next year if a corner might put you over the hump? Do you see what I'm saying? So so EDC has to sit back and say, like, okay, this offense looks special for now. This defense, if everybody was healthy, looked great, right? I mean, that's why they signed ET. Injuries are diminishing my defense. If I bring Ramsey, does that put me in the Super Bowl contention versus if I don't have it? If they does, a first rounder is worth it. Now, saying that, EDC and Aussie hate giving out draft pick. DeCosta said that he hated sitting there in the second round, just sitting waiting because he couldn't draft anybody. So we'll see.
Right.
We'll see how this goes.
Yeah, we will, and it's time is ticking. He's not gonna. I'm telling you, Sonny, he is not going to last past Sunday's game against the Chiefs. He's not going to last that long.
And you might be right. You might be right. So my assumption
No,
is.
I will be right.
So my assumption.
I will be right.
So my assumption.
And I'm going to call in next Tuesday, and I'm going to tell you, see, Sonny, I was right. He's going to be long gone by then.
Yeah. So what I'm saying is, this is not what I want. What I would like is for them to trade for him. If they wanted him tonight, I wake up tomorrow, we have him. What I'm saying is, they might be waiting. Now, that being said, they probably are just waiting, saying like, hey, this is my offer to you. And if the Jaguars came like, no, we want more, that's what I'm saying, that they might be willing to pay more, but they might want to say like, let me see my defense, because they might, let's say the Ravens are off in a first and a fourth.
Oh, gosh. Man, y'all be ruining everything in the comment section, man. Y'all ain't no fun, man.
What?
No fun.
That's fine.
Nobody this engraving, this engraving, this engraving, this engraving. Don't nobody want to hear all that. You got to tell them to just chill, man. Tell your subscribers to just relax. Let me do my thing, man.
You know those are your boys too. Don DeMilo was ready to come from New York and go all the way to Florida. He was ready to go all the way to Florida and smack you around. He was like, where's this dude coming to M&T Bank?
Yeah, Don was ready, man. He was ready.
Hey, man. But so what, do you think that we're going to trade for Ramsey tomorrow?
No. I hope so, but I don't see it happening. I highly doubt it.
I think they probably call, and they probably already have an offer, but it's an offer that they feel comfortable, meaning they the Ravens, and it's probably not the offer the Jaguars want. The Jaguars are looking for a pressure point, right? So, like I said, if Gilmore goes down tomorrow, Patriots might get desperate. Or some other team. Look, Minkah got a first round. I thought that was too much for Minkah Fitzpatrick. So
I thought they were going to get like a third round for him.
Yeah. Obviously, now that pushes the price for Ramsey.
Yep, way up.
So.
Way up. It'd be nice if the Ravens did it, but I don't see it happening. So we'll see.
We'll see, man.
We can hope.
We can hope. It will be awesome.
Yeah, man. Anyway, appreciate it, Sonny. Shout out to you. Shout out to everybody in the chat section. Shout out to all them people ruining everything. Thank you all for ruining everything, like y'all always do every time. I'm gonna get me a good accent though, man. I
No,
might have to buy me a little voice changer or something like that.
so the
I'm gonna
first
get me one though.
the first time that you call, I can hear your voice. This time there was twice. They were like, man, he does sound like a Raven. But then you changed your accent and your voice got deeper. I'm like, nah, that can't be. So you got me. Definitely, you got me.
Well, good. I got some work to do then.
Okay, man.
But next time it'll be better. Anyway, appreciate you, Sonny. Shout out to you, man. Shout out to you.
Thank you, team. Keep
Extreme
it
too,
clean.
man. All right, man. I'm out, man.
Take care. Okay, Don. Now you can call, brother. Now you can call. X513. Were you and I? No, man. No, I wouldn't make stuff up like this. I don't make stuff up like that. X513. So, hello.
Hey, what's going on?
Who's this?
It's not Don, so I'm sorry, bro.
Don.
It's, Craven.
Don, they overtook your position, brother. Don, what you can do is text to that line and say, can you call me when Craven is done? So, okay? So Craven took over you, and now you're behind him. Anyway, what's up,
Right.
Craven, man? What up?
Hey, what's going on, man? I'm sorry about my position in the league so far in the fantasy league.
Where are you, first?
It's looking bad. No, I'm like dead last. My team is terrible. I auto-drafted, so that's my bad.
Not good, man. Not good.
Yeah. Hey, if I drafted, I'd be in first place. That's
Of
all I
course,
can
that's
say.
what everybody says.
Hey, in my other 2 leagues that I drafted in, I am. So I'll take that. I'll take that and go with it.
In Joe Newell's league, I didn't do as good this week, and I had another league that I sucked. But for the most, I went 2-2.
Not bad. Not too scabby. Not too scabby.
So, what is your expectation going to the next game and all that, man?
Oh man, you guys have been talking about Ramsey a lot, and I kind of had some thoughts on this too. I know I don't want to beat a dead horse, but I think we don't need this guy, but I think we should all want him on this team. And I know it's going to be a steep price, and I know once we get him, we're going to have to pay the man. And the debate then is going to be, how are we going to pay all of our guys? How are we going to pay Ramsey? How are we going to pay everybody on the team that we want to keep? And I would much rather, I think as Ravens fans, I think we would all much rather kind of have that debate, much rather have the front office have that debate than us over here sucking our thumbs saying, man, we should have grabbed this guy. We really should have grabbed Ramsey.
So
Because I think he's going to go to a good team.
So let's dissect this a little bit. When you're not paying your quarterback, you are able to sign a bunch of the other guys. This is why the Jaguars had Ramsey. Ramsey was on the cheap, but that's why they brought Campbell, and they brought what is the corner that they brought from the Texans? The other corner.
Boye?
Boye.
Attaboye?
Attaboye. Yes, that guy. That dude. I can't pronounce his name. So, because Lamar is in such a cheap contract, we are able to do that. But let's say, for the sake of argument, we give up a first and a third. We only keep him for 2 years. Right? And let's say, I don't know, we tag him 1 year, or let's say he leaves. That third round comes back on a comp pick. That third round will come back. So are you willing to give up a first? Is to be a question. It is a lot. I hate giving first round picks because I love the draft and it's just going to drive me crazy. But if Ramsey pulls me over the hump and makes me go to the Super Bowl, it's worth it.
Yeah, you give up a first round pick and it sucks because you're giving up that first round pick. But there are not going to be any first round corners that are going to be able to compete with Ramsey. And the cornerback position, that's a position where you need a guy. You need a top level guy. And Ramsey is that guy. With a lot of other positions on the defense, you can get away with playing it by committee like we do with our pass rush. Now, it's not elite, but you can get away with it. But at the cornerback position, you can't do that by committee. And you need just one singular guy who can lock someone up. And that's how you play or have a good secondary. You can't do it by committee. No matter how many people you throw up in coverage, you just need one guy who's sticky. And when it
imagine if you had two.
Yeah, what sucks about getting rid of that first round draft pick though is you're giving up that first round draft pick. And this upcoming year, this draft, there's going to be a ton of top end wide receiver and other skill position talent. Not so much cornerback, but we'd be giving up another, I would say, a top receiver that could be on our team. And that's kind of where the debate lies. Would you rather, maybe getting a guy who ends up producing for you on offense, or having a surefire thing in Jalen Ramsey? Because if you look at this upcoming draft, the wide receiver position at the top is stacked.
To be honest, if you tell me right now, what are you looking to draft next year? Right now, without me looking into like the prospects, it's either outside linebacker or corner. One of those is my pick. Those are my pick. Middle linebacker, I'm content with what I have. Obviously, safeties, I'm good. Corners, I have one, but the reality is next year Jimmy Smith's probably not gonna be back, and Carson's not gonna be back. Your D line is solid. Pierce, you're either gonna pay him or let him go, and at that point, you're hoping Mack is ready to take his position, and then your rushers, you still have Bowser, you still have Tim Williams for one more year. Your hope is Sack Daddy grows a little bit more, but you still need another guy, another elite talent there. So that's a position you can draft. And then the corner side, on the offensive side, the two guys that are producing right now, and if they go throughout the whole year like this, they're still here for 3 more years at least before they're up for contract. And then you still have Boykins that is growing, right? Hayden Hurst still here, young. So would I invest a first round pick? I don't know. I mean, it'll have to be like a sure not miss wide receiver. I expect them to go more either actually in the first round, even a guard. No, I'm expecting defensive pick in the first round next year.
Yeah, I was just saying that's the value, and that is there are elite wide receivers and running backs that are going to be going in the first round. It's going to be a wide receiver and running back heavy draft in the first round. So I was just saying that it's like I'm just kind of comparing elite player kind of to what you could get in a eliteness, I guess. I don't think we go that route, but that's I think where the value is going to be. I think you're going to hear a lot of talks about that once we get closer to the draft. But that's way down the line. We got a game coming up this week. The Battle of the Baby Goats. That's what I'm calling it.
The baby goats.
The future of this league. Yeah. Future of the league. Mahomes and Lamar Jackson, baby.
I can't wait. It's going to be awesome. It is going to be awesome. Anything else, man?
Dude, no, I guess not really. That's about it. So, I mean, I could honestly talk for hours, but let's let Don get in here.
Let me tell you something, man. I'm super excited for this game, and right now, I will say, way too early. Is Lamar Jackson, Patty Mahomes, and Dak as the top 3 quarterbacks in the league. Those 3 quarterbacks have looked amazing so far.
That's what it's looking like.
Yeah, and I'm not the biggest fan of of Dak.
Yeah, me neither.
But he's definitely been playing good.
Yeah, I mean, I think Lamar's going to be on the cover of Madden this upcoming year, whether he wins MVP or not. I think that's what's going to happen. Hopefully, the Madden curse doesn't happen though, but I think he's going to be on the cover.
I don't want that.
Nah, no, I just put the bad juju in the air.
I know. So anyway, man. So thank you for calling, like you always do, brother. I appreciate your call. I love it. You have anything else?
No, man. I'll let Don get in here. Thanks for letting me call in, and keep up the good stream.
Thank you, bro. Thank you for always calling. Thank you for always coming. Appreciate that.
Oh yeah.
Okay, guys. So I might do 1 or 2 more calls. Again, please, if you can, hit a thumbs up to the video, subscribe, and share this channel with others as I'm trying to get to that magical 1,000, which all YouTubers crave so much. Hello?
Hey, Tony, this is AJ. I called last time.
AJ, what up, man? Can you mute the stream real quick?
What?
Perfect. No, I was asking if you can mute the stream, but I think you already did.
Yeah.
Sup, man? So this is AJ Creedon?
Interviews.
Which one?
G.
AJC?
G.
Are you the one that says baby goats are called kids?
No.
Oh, okay. So another AJ.
Yes.
Okay, anyway, doesn't matter. Shout out to you, man. Thank you for calling the live stream. So, what's on your mind?
Nothing other than the fact that we're starting 2-0. Now the bold prediction that we're gonna upset Kansas City.
So what is your expectation against Kansas City? Do you think we take that dub, or you think we hang in now?
I say we upset.
You think we upset? My God.
Yeah.
That's gonna get me so hype.
Yes, because Patrick Mahomes is going from Eric Weddle to Earl Thomas. See what he can do against Earl Thomas in that scenario.
So this is the problem, right? So we brought Earl Thomas to be the center field, but if our guys cannot play corner well, now Earl Thomas has to basically take care of the efficiencies of the corners, instead of in that first game when he made that pick, everybody was playing man up, and he read the quarterback because he was just playing deep. So that's why it's important. I'm sorry?
Yeah, that's our biggest issue. That's our biggest issue right now in that secondary is corner. Besides Humphrey and maybe Carr, or without Jimmy Smith, the corners are very weak.
Yes, and that's problematic.
Humphrey, maybe Carr, but other than that, our corners are very weak.
Yeah, so even Carr, I feel like the first two games, and I love Carr, but he hasn't had the best game so far.
Yeah, that mentality that he had like 3 to 4 years ago.
Yeah, so my biggest thing right now is we either need to scheme better with the players we have, or again, there's an opportunity to get one of the elite players in that position that you currently are weak. If you think if the team thinks this team can be good enough to go to the Super Bowl, which I think they're not far, they should do it.
Yeah, we're not far. All we need is left. Do like how Bradley Bozeman's playing. I think left guard might be an issue all season.
So you didn't like how Bozeman play?
I mean, I like him, but I'm still 100% not on the hype train yet.
Oh no! I mean, like I said, there was one. I think Lamar got sacked twice, maybe 3 times. One of them was purely on Bozeman. Like the guy just took Bozeman for a ride, and then he literally just pushed him down and went and sacked Lamar.
Yeah. And speaking of Lamar, man, if he can turn into Michael Vick and be that dual threat type of guy, he is going to be dangerous.
Man, he's running so smart, and the thing is right now, in my opinion, it's just my opinion, he looks way better than what Michael Vick looked in his second year, by a lot. I mean, he's throwing similar with the poise that Michael Vick was throwing when he was in the Eagles. That's how Michael Vick used to throw, very poised, very deliberate pass, but at that point Michael Vick couldn't run as good. He ran, but not as good as Lamar runs. And Lamar was running so I mean, dude, he had, like I said,
yeah, he runs so smoothly.
He overthrew a couple guys, and that's about it. It was a beautiful game to watch.
Yeah, well, one of my favorite parts about Lamar Jackson and his running ability is that unlike last year where he ran right down the middle and risked an injury, now he's running along the sidelines and instead can run out of bounds to risk getting injured.
Exactly. No, man, the future is bright with Lamar, and the guys also, because this will happen. This happens to a quarterback. At some point, he will have a bad game, and hopefully, you guys know, like, hey, Everybody has a bad game.
Yeah,
Hopefully,
everybody has a bad game.
yeah, hopefully it's not this week. But I'm just saying to you guys, it's gonna happen. I mean, Brady has it, Rodgers has it. It's just being called. It's called being human. Yeah, it's called being human. So, but for now, enjoy it, and you can see it's a trend. He plays better. He's throwing better. The dude is amazing.
Yeah. Watch him be better than Michael Vick.
I think so.
In fact, Michael said himself that Lamar Jackson has the potential to be better than him.
No, yeah, for sure. I agree. He looks already better than Michael. He does. And I will say, to credit to the Costa, he put weapons around him. He did. He put the weapons around him.
Hollywood already looks like a beast.
Hollywood looks great, and Mandrews, that was Hossie's pick, but he looks great. And I have a lot of hopes for Boykins. So, yeah, man.
Me too. Yeah, but Hollywood and Mark Andrews on opposite sides of each other, that is going to be dangerous right there under that receiving duo. Hollywood Brown and Mark Andrews.
Yeah. Andrews currently, for me, is the top tight end in the league. Like, he's beastie.
Oh, yeah, watch it by the end of the year. Battle with Zach Ertz and Travis Kelce for best tight end of the year.
And the other thing is, for all this stuff about how we're going to match to Kelce, I really don't know how the Kansas City Chiefs are going to match to Andrews, because the Honey Badger is a smaller guy, and Andrews is a bully. Andrews will bully you out. He uses his body beautifully.
Yeah, that's that's Fitzpatrick, week 1.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I like Honey Badger as a deep safety, but as a cover, he has cover skills. But Andrews is a man among boys. So
yeah, man, that one play in the Cardinals game with Hayden Hurst and that stiff arm to get into the end zone. If we could get Hayden Hurst open like that again.
Yeah. It's all about deception, right? If right now, think about it. In the game against Kansas City, my expectation is Hollywood's going to get looked a lot, which is great. That's going to open from the other guys. So the other guys need to make plays. Manders is going to get looked a lot. Well, Hayden is capable. Hopkins is capable. Snead is capable. This team has weapons.
Yeah, not to mention both Gus Edwards and Mark Ingram could both be a catch type of running back as well. So they could play both, running and catching.
I agree. Well, anything else, man?
Yeah, not to mention we've still got Patrick Ricard. Who can play just that position.
You always forget Ricard, but Ricard has good hands. He's solid blocker. Yeah. And I haven't seen him too much on defense still. Meaning he has played snaps, but I haven't seen him making an impact.
Yeah, I'll say more in that linebacker type role that he played during preseason. And he was a linebacker.
Well, in the preseason, he was playing more of that 3-4 DN, like tight. But like I said, he was chewing those third streamers up, second streamers. I want to see how he does against first streamers. To be honest, his job is more sucking blocks than it is rushing the passer. So what I need to do is when I see him on the field, I just need to key in on him. Because like with Brandon Williams and Pierce, you don't see stats for them. You need to watch them because usually they're getting double, and that's what you want.
Yeah, not to mention when he caught that, replaying the touchdown he caught against Miami, it was interesting because usually he would be blocking so that Andrews can get wide open. But that time it was reversed. Mm-hmm. Andrews was the blocker while he got wide open.
Yeah.
Usually it's the opposite.
Yep. It's deception, right? That's the game, and the Ravens are doing a good job on deception.
Yeah, that's my favorite part about Greg Roman, that you have no idea what he's gonna plan.
I agree, man. I agree. I'm excited, man. Hopefully we can get this dub.
Yeah, I was thinking about something else that we did against Arizona, where Lamar Jackson had two running backs in the backfield, faked it to Ingram, faked it to Hill, and then ran the other way.
Yeah.
It
And-
was
and-
Ingram was a blocker.
Yep, and you will see. That's what I'm saying. It's deception. Greg Roman, the game plan was there. It's a great game plan. No, I have no issue. The only thing I didn't like when we went for a 4th down too early in the game, but the game plan itself, it was good. I liked it.
Yeah, what makes our life even more easier is that the fact that all three of our divisional rivals are falling apart.
Yeah, that makes my heart happy.
Let's see how Mason Rudolph can stand up against guys like Earl Thomas and Marlon Humphrey.
Yeah, I mean, for all intents and purposes, he's like a rookie, and we'll get him confused. I think this is a 2-team race between the Browns and the Ravens, and we have been looking good. I think the Browns have looked okay, not great. So
Yeah.
in week 4, I'll be there. I'm excited for that game.
Yeah, week 4, Baltimore, Pittsburgh.
No, it's Baltimore Browns.
Oh, Baltimore, Cleveland. And then
Yes.
Pittsburgh 5.
Pittsburgh is, I don't know what Pittsburgh is, but yeah, it might be 5.
Yeah. Yeah, it's Pittsburgh 5, Cleveland 4.
Yes, you're right. And that's in Pittsburgh. Yeah. Man, if we beat Kansas City and the Browns, whoo, man, we're looking great.
Yeah. Yep. Well, we do have a harder schedule coming up.
Yeah, no.
Good
This
point.
is the heart of the schedule. We had the Clowns, Squealers, and then later Seattle and Patriots.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. I feel like the Patriots and the Rams are going to be the hardest games on the schedule.
For
Because
sure.
of how
Yeah,
well,
I can see
because
that.
of how well the Rams played 2 days ago.
I can see that. I can definitely see that. For sure. Anyway, anything else, brother?
No, other than the fact that go Ravens.
Go Ravens, bro. Thank you for calling, and I appreciate you being a subscriber.
You too.
Thanks, man.
See ya.
Okay, so here is my boy. Let's
Hello?
see. Hey, man.
Yo, what's good?
Don Dimelo. Is that how you pronounce it?
Dímelo, like
Dímelo.
tell me in Spanish.
Exactly. Okay, that's how I always pronounce
Graven
it.
was killing me for a while, but I love him anyway.
Yeah.
The fella. I love it though.
Yeah,
Well,
I
good.
mean, that's how I pronounce it because that's my native language, right? So I
Yeah.
assumed that was it, but I was just in case because I know he was pronouncing it a little bit different there.
No, it's Dímelo. Like,
So what's good, man? What's good?
yo, that game on Sunday was crazy.
Woo!
That game was crazy. I was there. It was, my voice is a little harsh, so I apologize for that. But
I was there too.
man, that game was nuts. Like, it got loud. I definitely saw that we have room for improvement. But I have definitely more confidence on our offense supporting our defense as opposed to the other way around like it's been the past few years. The defense trying to hold us down.
Mhm.
Because Lamar does look poised and he looks comfortable. Like,
Oh
the
my
guy's
God,
QB vision is crazy. Like, how he dropped that 3-11 to Brown in the corner was nuts. I was on 5-12, so it's kind of like in the corner.
Mhm.
But from that angle that I saw, it was beautiful.
I
And
mean,
it didn't
it
look
was
like he was
perfect.
going to catch it. It really didn't look like he was going to catch it, but he somehow is like a magnet. It was beautiful, though.
It was perfect. It was as perfect. I mean, again, you couldn't because it was good coverage. The
He was all
corner,
over him.
the corner played beautifully. Like if you are a fan of the Cardinals, and you're
Yeah.
looking at that play, like if it would have been Humphreys against whoever, I'd be like, well, he could have done anything better. Like, he
couldn't have done
literally-
anything better to stop him. It was just
It was a
It just
perfect
worked.
throw, and it was a great catch from Hollywood. It was just all around awesome. All around awesome.
all around. Yeah, no, most definitely. It was.
Are you going to the Browns game?
Yes, I will definitely. That was going to be my, I don't know, what is that? My 4th game this season. 'Cause I did
Okay.
some preseason games.
So I'm gonna try
But
to
I'm
be.
definitely-
I'm gonna try to be in that one early. So I'm gonna try to hit you. Well, I'm gonna be around. Whoever takes me to tailgate, I'm gonna go there. I'm gonna be there for a little
Yeah,
bit.
I did in Craven's
Oh yeah, you went there.
tailgate. I went there, had a few drinks, and I ate quite a good amount of food.
Good.
I went into the game perfect. It was great. The only thing though is, when's Jimmy coming back? Because I definitely felt it.
Jimmy's, yeah, Jimmy's week to week. If I was a betting man, he ain't coming. Okay, so we're going week 3. I think he's not coming after the bye. That's what I think.
Wow.
That's just me. You haven't heard anything. You haven't heard progression.
Yeah, it's been quiet. I checked all types of feeds trying to find out some insight. I ain't find anything. But
that's my assumption after the bye.
So we should go after Ramsey. Like it would work for us.
I would love it, man. 2 corners in the prime of their career, meaning Humphries and Ramsey.
If you think about it, Eric's doing everything Ozzie would never do. Cut people, drop, just get a bunch of new people, get a bunch of wide receivers, doing everything against the grain. Why not just pay them? We're not used to paying people. Since I've watched the Ravens, we've never paid anyone except for Joe Flacco. Ultimately, at the end of the day, we always let our defense linemen walk. So just stack it up, and we got the money now. Just pay it.
I think
it'll work for us.
It's not for them to pay him. They're probably just giving the draft assets, right?
Yeah. Yeah, it's true. Giving up a first round. Like, I know another guy was saying that his wide receiver stacked heavy for the next draft. But if it's like that, why don't you beef up the defense now? The guy still got to be able to catch the ball on you.
Even
so
if
you got 2.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
No. If you got Humphries on one side and Ramsey on the other, you got Earl Thomas still patrolling over the top with Jefferson. Probably Elliott will probably take his spot anyway. But why not?
I agree, man. The reality is, if the price is right, again, I'm willing to give 1st and 3rd for Ramsey, and even if next year is wide receiver heavy, next year you're going there more looking into a corner or a pass rush. Especially if our offense keeps playing how they are. You gotta try to resign Snead. You're hoping Boykins keeps stepping up. Hollywood grows a little bit more. You're not really gonna try to put more receivers in the first round. You're probably gonna look into that corner or outside rusher. So if you can get that corner now,
a couple of the rushers, we definitely do. But we got some good pressure on them.
We did.
We did get some good pressure on them. We had them rattled. We had them rattled. When we stopped, listen, those 3 times we stopped them in the red zone were like chess. It was like, listen, experience is gonna beat you right now. He just looked like a deer with headlights when he was getting just tossed around. But it's a really good game. Really good game. It was hands down very nerve-wracking being there, watching it. And one thing that I noticed, everyone's giving praise to Lamar, and I love Lamar. But you can tell that the analysts actually don't ever watch any of these games, because they stick to these numbers, and they never give you the full detail of the game. Those I think it was 3 or 4 passes Lamar threw, and that was just terrible. I don't know what he was throwing it at, and you could tell because he was pretty pissed off after he threw him. But no one really talked about that, and those are the little things that matter, because he picks up on it and he improves on it. That dude is fast.
He is.
People don't understand that on TV he looks fast. In person, it's like lightning fast.
I know, man. That's crazy. It's crazy. I mean, again, it's rare because we haven't had our Ravens team be assembled like this, right? With this offense, and it's just fun. It is fun.
Definitely, no, it definitely is. With this Kansas City game coming up, I really want to see how Earl's ball hawking skills work, because I know how he said in the beginning when we first got him, how he used to stick in cover 3 in Seattle all the time. Are there some little packages we got that he's just gonna be floating out there on his own, but compromising one side? I really don't know, because you got Mahomes that just throws the ball without looking.
Yeah.
He'll stare at the right side of the field and just chuck it to the left, and you're like, why would you even do that? No look passes, but
I know.
Hopefully we capitalize, because we're definitely going to need turnovers in this game. And as long as we have the ball, we run the possession clock, that's all that matters.
I
But
agree.
we have to capitalize on every single opportunity we get down, because
We need to
if
be
we don't,
disciplined. We need to be disciplined. There was a lot of
discipline.
stupid flags that we committed, like 12 men on the field. I hate that.
Oh yeah,
That was
that got me
dumb.
furious because I was yelling at him. I know he couldn't hear me, but I gave him an earful.
Yeah.
But one of those that one pass interference that they had on, that they didn't call.
The Hollywood
That
one.
was his play. Yeah, that he got manhandled before he even caught the ball. But that would, I think the momentum would have shifted a lot if we would have got that penalty.
Oh, for sure. That that was on a third down, I think. That
Yeah,
would
it
have
was,
put
it
us
was a
first
third.
down.
We would have got that. Yeah.
And at that point, I think we were maybe 10, 12 yards for a field goal.
I was
So
like,
so yeah, it was. I
gotta-
mean, got me
we
furious.
definitely, like, when we do play, I know this is down the road, but when we end up playing New England, we have to keep the game out of the refs' hands.
Mhm.
Every time we play New England, the refs control it, and especially in the last like 3-4 minutes, there'll be flags going to Tom Brady's side every single way. It's not even funny. We just have to be disciplined and just everyone do their job. That's it. 60-minute ball game. Do your job, and that's how we win the game.
Yep. I completely agree, man. I'm ready. Hopefully we can upset.
I'm hyped. No, I know everyone's like, oh, drinking the purple Kool-Aid and everything. I really don't see a team beating us unless we let them beat us. Literally. Without little costly mistakes, I don't think we can lose.
I definitely agree with that statement. There's no team that scares me. We need to play smart. We do need to play smart. It is their home opener, so people are gonna be super hyped. It's gonna be loud, but we can definitely beat them. Supposedly it's gonna be rainy that day, so that's gonna be interesting too.
Even better, it rains in Baltimore all the time. The home opener was a downpour last year.
That's
And
true. I was there. I was there.
I stuck through it. It was fine. But one quick question. I
ahead.
know it's a little off. Do you think we're gonna trade RG3 with all these quarterbacks throughout the league?
No, I don't see it because look, who won RG3 currently? Meaning, Jaguars lost Foles, and they were like, well, we just drafted this guy, let's throw him there, and they traded for a backup, a 5th-round pick.
Then the Jets would take him? No, he only has mono. He needs to keep his hands to himself.
So to be honest, the Jets could be if they think they're competing. But the Saints was another one, and they already had a guy on Teddy, right? And the Steelers drafted a guy in the 3rd round last year. So a lot of the teams that had lost a quarterback, they had like a backup plan, succession plan. So the only way that I can see us trading him, it has to be for somebody that doesn't have a current backup plan, and they lost their quarterback, and the guy behind them is atrocious, and they're still a contender.
Oh, I have a little Nick Foles type of situation.
Mm-hmm.
Just dropped in. No, that would be cool. Who else? One last one. What was it? I hope Gus gets incorporated a little bit better into our schemes.
Gus is the forgotten man, and what's happening. It's just what I said. This is okay. So, I love Mark Ingram, but I was against that signing because I was like, well, that's what Gus Edwards is. Ingram is a better version of Edwards, but Edwards is just purely cheap, and that's what's happening. You have Ingram, Edwards barely plays because when you want a little change of pace, you put Hill.
Yeah, he does. He's shifty.
Yeah,
and he's powerful for a little guy. He looks a lot bigger on TV, but he's a pretty small guy. But he got strength. Don't sleep on that little guy.
No. I love all 3 backs. Don't get me wrong, but that's the thing. Ingram is a better version of Gus, right? Has hands, is a little bit more shifty, not as young.
Yeah, he's explosive too. Like you get like a 2 and 7, you punch right down, like you just run it down your throat. It's not even a problem for him. But I know down the road, Gus is definitely going to get incorporated a little bit more because the wear and tear of a season is going to get to Ingram, and he's going to have to give it up a little bit, just a little bit.
Yeah, no, I agree. I'm just saying this is why you haven't seen a lot of Gus. It's because they're using Ingram. They're essentially similar guys.
True. No, I agree. Definitely happy. Hurst is balling.
Hurst looks better.
Yeah, and he's happy. He's happy not to be on the sideline anymore.
I know.
Like,
But
'cause
Mandrews is in another level, man.
I love Mandrews. He's killing it on fantasy for me.
Woo!
I have him on both my teams. I love him.
I
Him and
have
Lamar.
it. I have him in 2 teams, and when I drafted Mandrews, Yahoo said like, "Oh, that was a reach pick." I was like, "What?"
Yeah, it was.
You'll see.
Told me I drafted him too early.
Yeah.
I was like, nah.
You'll
don't
see.
know nothing, Yahoo.
Yeah.
Algorithms
Exactly.
don't see this coming.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Yo, bro, thanks a lot for letting me call. I'm going to get back to work because my coworkers are definitely going to try to find me.
Oh, take care, man.
It's cool. Thanks a lot, bro. I'll definitely call in again.
Okay, brother.
Yeah,
Take
good
care.
night. All right, bye.
Okay, guys. I'm doing the last call. We're gonna do a last call with Sutton Def because I agree with him that I was gonna let him to be the last call. But also before Sutton talks, I do want to tell you that during the game on Sunday, I'm gonna try to stream in IG on halftime. So if you haven't followed me in IG, go ahead and follow me in IG. That's where I'm gonna do like a quick little stream. It's nothing gonna be too deep. If you have questions, you can post it there. I'm still trying to learn the whole IG thing, but yeah, that's the place that you can put it on. And if you haven't, please give it a like to this video. I appreciate it. We had up to 50 people, so I do appreciate it. Whoever can give me a like. Anyway, Sutton, what up, my brother?
What's going on, Sonny? How are you?
It's going, bro. It's going. It's been a fun string. It's been one of the longest that I've done. But it's been fun. I mean, this is why I wanted to have phone calls, because I know you guys also want to have, your opinions be heard, and I think it's value. Everybody's opinions matter. So, go ahead. So what is that you're looking forward to, KC, or what is the Ramsey? What is your thoughts on Ramsey?
Oh, Ramsey, man. I was talking to a buddy of mine earlier today about this, and he was like, my buddy's a Patriots fan, keep in mind. He's like, oh, yeah, he's definitely going to the Chiefs because come January, the Chiefs are going to need somebody to guard Antonio Brown or, the other slew of receivers that they have in New England now. And I'm just like, but he could go to the Ravens because the Ravens already have an awesome defense, let alone an awesome secondary. So I feel like it makes sense for him to come here. But what do you think about that?
I think if we can, we should. If we can get Ramsey, we should get him. If we can get him a first and a third, you should get him. He's young, right? So yeah, you have to pay him as well. But dude, now we have 2 young prime of the career corners. You're stacked. And then Young, right? We had Tavon Young coming next year. This is not a 1-year thing. This is a long-term thing. I would do it. Now, I wouldn't give 2 first and a third. That's as much as I'm willing to give. Or a first and a second of next year. That's as much as I can go.
Okay. Well, I mean, what I really called in for is to talk about next week with the Chiefs. And,
okay.
Basically what we have, how we stack up against them. Defensively, of course, we lost Jimmy Smith. He's not going to be back until at least the Patriots game. Tavon Young, we don't know when he's going to be back. I think he said next season. So at this point, we're looking at Marlon Humphrey being on probably Sammy Watkins. And that leaves Travis Kelce, to be guarded probably by somebody like Patrick Owasso. Now, we saw last year, Travis Kelce burned us up in the beginning of the game with C.J. Mosley and, Terrell Suggs covering him. But now we've got Peanut. I don't know how we're going to defend them. Obviously, they don't have Tyreek Hill. That's good for us. But how do you think that we stack up against their offense? And more importantly, how do you think that Lamar Jackson responds to the offensive output that they're going to put up with Patrick Mahomes in such an explosive offense? Will we be able to keep up?
So 2 things. First, on the defensive side, I'm pretty sure we can contain Sammy Watkins. The other dude that I keep forgetting his name, the speedy receiver, he might be problematic as Kirk was. He has me more worried. Kelsey, last year Tony Jefferson did okay against him. Big thing is Kelsey's so big, so he was catching over Tony sometimes. But I can live with tough catches and Tony tackle him right away. I can live with those. With Peanut, it will be the same because Peanut's undersized. And Teo Agnan. So all three will be similar. And E.T. and Tony. Jimmy, like if Jimmy Smith was playing, I would have said, like, hey, just put Jimmy Smith on him. Because Jimmy Smith is a big corner. What I can see is probably something in the you put Marlon on Sammy Watkins, and then you put Carr on Kelsey, and try to contain again the dude that I'm keep forgetting his name, the speedy receiver from KC, and you try to man up like that, and see what happens. So basically, you put Averett on the speedy receiver, which concerns me, but also put the ET and said you need to make sure this guy's not over top of you. That's how I would defend that offense. And then make sure they're not Williams is not running all over us, and we should be good. We should be good. On our offense, if they start hot, if they start quick, if they score, Roman needs to tell Jackson, just chill, let's keep following our game plan. No need to, in the first quarter, if you're down 10-0, don't need to go crazy. Just follow your game plan. Let's methodically get to them. And that's what I think. You need to make sure Lamar doesn't get rattled. Can this offense keep up with them? I think we have the weapons, right? We just put 59 the other day. And yes, it was against the Dolphins, but it was still 59. We can keep up with them. Actually, if I can flip it and say, how's the defense from the Kansas City Chiefs gonna defend this team? I don't know. I mean, they've just brought a high end, a defensive end, outside linebacker. They pay a bunch of money. Frank from the Seahawks, he hasn't done much.
Right.
Yeah, he hasn't done much.
Yeah, I think that we should definitely be able to keep up them, but that's just me as a Ravens fan. Now, realistically, I'm kind of thinking that, like, with the Chiefs' high-powered offense, right, I don't know exactly how we're going to do, especially if Lamar Jackson and our new offense has to play from behind. Now, that is something that we don't really have to handle that much because of our style of play, our time of possession, our defensive control over the game. I don't know how we're going to react to playing from behind if we do have to do that. I think the only way that we can realistically win this game is if we start off strong and get like a touchdown or a 10-point lead. So what do you think? What do you think we need to do to win this game?
I think even, like, let's say they come up and they strike quick against us, we should not panic. That's what I'm saying. Roman should be like, no, you keep running the ball, keep doing what you're doing, keep winning the time possession, so the defense doesn't have to be there for as long. That defense is not like we're talking about a hell of a defense, so they should be tired and we should be moving the ball. So that I will say, even if they come on fast, we should not be like, oh my god, we should. It was good for Lamar to have adversity. I'm not saying that I wish for us to be down, but I'm saying if we are, trying to work on just getting back into the game is important. And I feel like Harbaugh and Roman will, temper expectations. Lamar, like, hey, don't be forcing it. It's a lot of game, right? I mean, if you're losing in the fourth quarter, then you can force a little bit more in the first, second. Let's chill. Let's work. Defense start making adjustments. I think we can keep up. We kept up last year, and last year we were very one-dimensional. This year we're not as one-dimensional. I think we can keep up this year with them. It's gonna be a great game. Can we win? I think we can win. Is it set up for us to win? Well, no. But that doesn't mean we cannot win. This team has all the tools to beat them.
Okay, well I definitely agree with that. I definitely hope that we win. I was definitely picking us to beat the Cardinals. I definitely, of course, picked us to beat the Dolphins. And I do pick us to beat the Chiefs for the reasons that you said. For some of the reasons you said, I feel like that we'll be able to overwhelm them defensively, and our defense will be more consistent than their offense, and our offense will be more consistent than their offense can be because our defense is so good. If that makes sense, I know that's kind of like a tongue twister, but
No, I got
think
you.
that we're gonna, I think that we're gonna outmatch them. But I only have one more thing to say before
Go ahead.
I go and hang up. It's kind of late. Basically, like I said before in the chat, week 4 against the Browns, I will be there at the game, and me and my boys will be tailgating. So, if you want to come on and hang with us for a little bit before the game, then definitely
Sure.
I'm down. They would love to have you there. We're all big fans, so
Hit
I
me
appreciate
up.
you having me on again. Yeah, definitely.
Man. Hit me up. You
Appreciate you
have
having me
you
on.
have the number for this. This is not myself, but it goes to my cell phone number. So you can text me through this number, or IG or Twitter. Hit me up because I'm gonna try, unless something happens, to be there early so I can just hop. Because a couple people say like, "Hey, come here, come there." So I just want to try to hop to a couple different places before I go to the game. So I appreciate the invite, man.
Oh yeah, cool. Yeah, well I'll hit you up, and as always, thanks for having me on, man. Go Ravens.
Thank you. Go Ravens. Sal Sissel, thank you for being here, man. So I'm gonna be closing this the stream. Don't forget to give it a like. Also, follow me in IG again. I'm gonna try to do a halftime. How's the game is going? And yeah, guys, it's been a long stream, but you guys have been here with me. We're gonna be moving the streams Tuesdays at 8:30 Eastern, per your petition, and it's gonna be fun. Go Ravens! Oh, before you go, later this week, I have in line a Chiefs podcaster. Yes, so be watching for the review of the game, where we're gonna have behind enemy lines, segment, and that can tell you what the Chiefs are saying, right? Because he lives in Kansas City, so he's listening to the Kansas City radio, what they're speaking and all that. That will give you an idea of the mindset of another podcaster and see how they're seeing this game from a non-purple fan, right? So that's gonna be later this week. Be looking into for that. And guys, thank you for being here, and I will see you next time. Peace out.